Hey team, so today's topic I want to go over how to run a faster 5K on race day. And I know the 5K is such a highly anaerobic event. It takes such an enormous amount of time and patience to run a fast 5K. And like I talk about in other videos, it's very important that we're always focused on running at faster paces so that the faster we can get at the shorter races, the more efficient and more economical we're going to be able to race at and be able to sustain race pace at the longer distances. And the 5K, because it's such a short event, you really have to focus on your speed development. You have to focus on a longer buildup. Okay, I think getting in shape for a 5K in a matter of 8 to 12 weeks is a tough task for a lot of athletes. Of course, you can get in substantial anaerobic fitness in that amount of time. But I always believe a longer buildup is better when you're preparing for training for a faster 5K. Proper pacing, obviously, in a 5K. If you want to run a faster 5K, I always tell athletes, and this is the same philosophy I held when I raced. You know, it took me several years. I started running in the 17s when I was in high school. Eventually got to 14, 18 on the roads. Ran 15, 19 for 5K in college. So I had several years of just steady progression. But I always talk about not making a move in the 5K until you get past the first mile or just past 1.6 kilometers of the race, because so many athletes go far too fast in that first mile, the first 2 miles of the race. If you're going to make a move in the 5K, just be confident in your preparation. I think getting out, you can go out and sprint 200 meters, the first 200 meters of the race, and not build up any lactic acid. So get out aggressively and then settle into your pace. But don't try to make a move until you get past the first mile. Make it a 2.1 mile race rather than a 3.1 mile race. Okay, let the other athletes take off, but don't let them take off so they get so much ground on you that you're not going to be able to make that up. You know, there's going to be times when we race when there are athletes that are simply far better, physical shape than we are. They may be just more genetically talented than we are as well. Okay, I competed for over 30 years, and there were just some athletes that were just simply I was not going to outrun. Okay, of course I had a decent amount of talent, but I also had an enormous work ethic, and I had to rely on that work ethic to make up for the high amount of talent that I didn't have. You know, I'm not an Eliud Kipchoge. I can't run a marathon in 2 hours and 1 minute and 9 seconds. Okay. That being said, I was able to run 2:19. Okay. It took several years to get to that point, but it's training strategically. It's being patient in your buildup. It's paying attention to your pacing, because you will make mistakes in the 5K. You will make mistakes in the longer races as well. And the more times that you experience going out too fast and going into oxygen debt will get you to a point where, okay, I know now that this is not working and I have to start adjusting my plan. Okay. The long runs, if you're running long, slow, and easy every single weekend preparing for a 5K, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Okay. You have to start running at faster paces during those long runs, but not every single weekend. Okay. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you already know how I stress the importance of faster, varied pace long runs, but not before, not until you start building. You have built a substantial and legitimate aerobic base. Okay, the first focus you need to focus on is spending at a minimum of 4 weeks running easy aerobic mileage first. Strengthen the muscles of your body, your joints, your ligaments before you start working on speed work, tempo runs, fartlek workouts, and these faster varied pace long runs I talk about. Once you're to that point and I focused on, this is how I built the training plans and my running courses. I really focus on getting the athlete first in great aerobic shape, and then we start working on specific 5K training, 10K half marathon training, and then we move into speed development training, and then we work into a 10-day taper. How you taper for your 5K is also critical in order to run a faster 5K on race day. Okay, I see a lot of athletes dropping their volume and intensity 3 to 4 weeks out from their main race. And a lot of times they go into it feeling more tired than motivated. And then they question, like, I started dropping my volume. I should feel much more rested, but I really feel kind of lethargic and tired. What is that reason? A big reason is, and I've experienced it too, a 3 week taper, I just simply did not perform well on those. I set my personal best from the mile all the way up to the marathon using a 10-day taper. Okay, 10 days is plenty of time to start dropping your volume and your intensity and resting for your 5K. So this could be one major strategy change that you need to make in order to, in terms of how to run a faster 5K on race day, is to go into your, train properly, follow a legitimate 5K training plan that might be 8 weeks, it might be 24 weeks for you. Okay, again, the longer you train, the better and more prepared you're going to be, because you're not rushing your fitness getting prepared for the 5K. But that being said, proper pacing is absolutely essential, and how you taper down for your race. Again, 10 days is plenty of time to start resting up and significantly dropping your volume and your intensity leading into your main 5K race. You have to visualize yourself succeeding too. It has to start here before it ever becomes a reality in real life. And I think a lot of athletes focus only on physical training and bypass mental rehearsal, mental preparation, mental training. Okay, this was a critical part of my own preparation. Again, I started off as a 5:30 miler in high school, okay, back in 1992. My best 2 mile as a freshman in high school was 11:30. Decent times, but it didn't signal to me at that time that I would several years later run 26.2 miles at 5:19 mile pace. Okay, you have to have a long-term vision. You have to have a belief in delayed gratification. You have to believe in your training. You have to see yourself succeeding, getting across the finish line, rehearsing, visualizing yourself, running relaxed, passing people in the race, reacting to the changes in the race that your competition's throwing at you. That goes a long way, and you don't have to spend more than 10 to 15 minutes each day, rehearsing and going over that in your mind. Best time to do this is when you first get up in the morning or when you go to bed at night. Turn off the devices and just focus on seeing yourself running confident, running relaxed, see feel the crowd and hearing them scream and running, getting to the finish line with that goal 5K race time that you have in mind on the clock. And I think that part of your training, if you have not implemented that now or in the past, now's the time to start doing that. Okay, focus on a 16 to 24 week buildup for your next 5K and really make that a part of your daily routine. Mental training combined with physical training is what makes average athletes go from average to world class and to superior level. And of course, you're not going to run a fast 5K just by visualizing and seeing yourself run fast. You have to get on the track, you have to get on the roads, you have to physically prepare as well. But at the same time, if you start combining mental training with your physical preparation, you're going to have much better success. I hope that makes sense. One VO2 max workout per week, one tempo run per week, and one long run per week, and not long, slow, and easy every single weekend. Always alternate. Run a faster, varied pace long run one weekend, followed the next weekend by an easy, relaxed long run. Adaptation is key, and it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for the body to adapt to any stress load you're placing on it. So be patient with yourself, okay? You're going to have ups and downs in your preparation as well. Expect that, okay? You're trying to do something difficult. You're trying to go after a fast 5K time. It might be sub 25 minutes. It might be sub 15 minutes. It might be breaking 20 minutes for the 5K barrier. You might be trying to break 20 minutes for the 5K. Whatever it is you're going after, you're trying to go after a fast time, and you're trying to sustain that pace successfully. Easy running too often will only produce a long, slow, easy distance runner, okay? So think about what the best runners in the world do. That's what I always did. I always think, okay, what are the top runners doing? And the top runners were running around 35 to 40% of their weekly volume at or below anaerobic threshold effort. Okay, that's again 85 to 89% of your maximum heart rate. Why did they make it look so easy? They've spent so much time training at such high intensities and done that consistently that they're able to make it look easy, and they're able to run fast paces and to sustain race pace for a longer period of time. Okay, they're not just running aerobic mileage every single day, and they're not doing that too often. Okay, easy running is still important. Okay, your benefits are going to come from the rest after the hard workout's done. So give yourself a minimum of 2 days of recovery in between each one of your hard anaerobic workouts. That's how I've had my training plans and the running courses on RunDreamAchieve.com set up. Okay, so if you want to get to the next level, I suggest checking out the resources below this video. They're there for you, and obviously going on RunDreamAchieve.com, there's a lot of articles I've written there as well that I hope will help take you to the next level in your racing. So if you have any questions about the 5K, anything I didn't cover in this particular video, leave me a comment below. I will definitely respond to you, as you all know. Every comment I get on any of my videos, I will always respond back to you. So I look forward to hearing about your new personal best for the 5K and how these particular strategies have helped you. And I wish you all the best in your upcoming races, and I will talk to you all in the next video.